So I've been using my Apple Watch Series 4 now for a while, so I will do a review in this video. And I must start to say that I am so impressed by this watch. It's awesome for what it is, and you shouldn't think about it as a watch really. It's more like an information device that you add information to about your life and what you should do in your life and so on, and you also get information from it. So it's more a small information device that you always have with you on your arm. And as you may know, I also have a Huawei watch, and this is an Android Wear OS watch. So this is not so useful because the software is no good compared to the Apple Watch and so on. So this watch I only use for the design actually, and that's why I do different watch faces and so on. So for example, this one, the Rolex version, so I do different watch faces for this watch to look nice in this watch. So that watch is mainly used for the design actually, and that is the main difference between the Huawei watch and this Apple Watch Series 4. So the Apple Watch Series 4 is more useful to me than the Huawei watch. You have all the features you need in the Apple Watch Series 4. So it's mainly like a mini computer actually, and it's so fast. So you can do everything so easily now. You can start apps very fast, you can add to-dos, calendar, you can reply to mail and messages and so on, so fast and easy on the Apple Watch. So that is the main difference between an Android Wear OS and the Apple Watch. And other users has complained why the Apple Watch doesn't have an always on display, and I think that's wrong, because personally I don't want to have an always on display on the Apple Watch. And as I said in the beginning, an Apple Watch is more like an information device. So that's why I don't want an always on display, because I don't want anyone to see my information on the display. For example, I use the Siri watch face, and the Siri watch face on the Apple Watch is meant to show me all the information I need at the moment. So when I using the Apple Watch during the day, I can see everything I want to see. For example, appointments, the tasks I should do, calendar events and so on. That scrolls up on the Siri watch face when I need it. So I don't want anyone else to see these things. So that's why I think an display that turns off when I don't want to see the information, and a display that turns on when I want to see it is the perfect ideal for an information device. And as I said, this is not more a watch actually. I think it's more like an information device. So when I raise my wrist, I want to see the information that I need to see, that I want to see at the moment. And when I put back my wrist, it should go off, so the display is black again. And again, that is the huge difference to an Android Wear OS watch, because the Android Wear OS watches has an always on display, and that is more to look nice actually. So that's why I use these watch faces, to have a nice design on the watch, and that design you always want to show anyone. So you want anyone to see this watch face. That is again the huge difference between the Apple Watch and the Huawei watch. And this Apple Watch Series 4 is the GPS version. It doesn't have mobile data, it doesn't have an eSIM or anything. So for example, Siri, that is so useful on the Apple Watch. You can add reminders, calendar events, answer emails and reply to messages and so on by using Siri. That is awesome on the Apple Watch and works awesome. So that you can't use when you don't have your iPhone with you. So if that is important to you, you need to always have your iPhone with you, or buy the version with a SIM card. It's much more expensive, but if that is a must for you, you can buy that. But personally, I almost always have my iPhone with me, so that is not so big of a hassle. So I can always use Siri wherever I am and so on, so I can add stuff to this information device. So, and the GPS works great when you use apps for health, for example, or something, and other apps like my journaling app Day One that store all the places you have been in and so on. That works without the iPhone. So you can use the Apple Watch Series 4 GPS functions with apps that store all the places you have been and so on. But you can't use Apple Maps or Google Maps without having your iPhone with you. If not, you have the version with an eSIM card. But I don't have that, so I can't use Apple Maps or Google Maps without my iPhone on the Apple Watch. So I always have my iPhone with me, so that is not a problem either. Another thing that is great even on this GPS version is that you can listen to audiobooks and podcasts and so on without having your iPhone with you, because you can sync your playlist and so on to the watch itself and have it always with you and listening with your AirPods wherever you are and wherever you want to. So you don't need to have your iPhone with you to listen to audiobooks or podcasts, for example. That's awesome. And some apps has really good complications that you can use on your watch faces, so you can both add information to the apps very easily and fast and so on, and you can also see information on these complications directly on the watch face. Very good. Some apps has that much better than others. For example, Drafts, the note-taking app, has an excellent complication that you can add notes and so on directly from the complications by talking to the watch, and the Drafts complication translates your voice to text and adds that as a note in the Drafts note-taking app. It works flawlessly, so amazingly good. And the same thing with Good Task, my latest task management system that I use. That app is also excellent and has an excellent complication for the Apple Watch. With that complication you can also add new tasks and so on by using your voice and so on. And Good Tasks are implemented into Apple reminders, so it uses Siri to add tasks and so on. So it's very easy to do all the Siri commands and so on using the Good Task complication. So we can add new tasks by that and see all your coming tasks and so on that you should do, all your to-dos and all that directly on the Apple Watch. It's so good, and because the display on the new Apple Watch Series 4 is so much bigger, it makes it even easier to read all your to-dos and tasks and so on from the Good Task complication, and I think that's awesome. Some other apps has not so good complications. For example, Todoist, their complications are no good. Some Apple Watch faces doesn't even support Todoist and so on, but Todoist says that they are working on it and will release an update with better complications and so on, better support for the Apple Watch. But as I said, some apps has not so good complication, other has excellent complication. I really like that. So complications on the Apple Watch makes this even a better information device by using it to add information and see information. And now to the battery life. And the Apple Watch Series 4 has excellent battery life. Apple says an all-day battery life, and that's true, but even better than that. Some users say that they could get 48 hours of battery life, but I can't do that. I can't get 48 hours because I use my Apple Watch so much. But I can actually get 38 hours of battery life, and even by using the Apple Watch a lot. I did that test when we were at a hotel during the weekend, so I didn't take my charger with me and used my watch from the morning to the day after in the evening. So when I go to bed the day after in the evening, 38 hours later, I had 5% battery life left. So I can use my Apple Watch Series 4 for 38 hours without charging it. And I think that's awesome. Normally I charge my watch every night, so this is not a problem for me at all. But when I'm away and sleeping on a hotel, for example, and so on, I don't need to carry my charger with me, because I know that I can use the Apple Watch to the day after, and when I'm coming home in the evening, I can put it on the charger. I know that the battery life will last so long, so that is very good to know. So all in all, I'm so satisfied with the Apple Watch Series 4. I can highly recommend it. I will use this Apple Watch Series 4 for a couple of years now, because I won't update every year. I don't need to do that. So hopefully I can use this Apple Watch Series 4 until it's so slow because of new watch OS updates and so on. So then I will upgrade to a later and newer version. But at the moment I will at least use it for 3 years. I think so. Okay, bye.